21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
Beside your absolutely fantastic website and videos, you have great studio as well, as I can see. With same look and feel, colors, so everything must be perfect with you.
I mean, well, our company is called STRV, right? And the way how this brand was put together is from the word strive. Because we strive for more. And that's very much embedded in the company, in how we do things. And just me sitting in the studio, it looks nice visually, right? But it's actually a spare bedroom that I have turned into looking like this over the past couple of weeks. And I think it just describes nicely the mentality that I have and that the company really pushes. And that is striving for more, right? So if I want to do more of the podcasting things, then I better make sure that I do that in the right way. So I think it goes very well together for me.
By the way, quick question. What do you think about podcasting as a channel, communication channel?
Well, for me, like listening to podcasts is one of the greatest ways how you can learn new things. Like, and I'm the kind of person that hates reading, to be honest. And for me, listening to books has been a game changer, because that way I can easily listen to one book a week. I love cycling, so when I cycle, I listen to books, or when I run, I listen to podcasts. And that way, like, I can absorb so much information without actually reading. Another hack that I will mention is that there is great apps that turn a written text into a nice narrated voiceover. And thanks to the latest developments in AI, you can just take it and like have a nice voice that you really like to tell you everything at a speed that is great for you. So that's something that I've been heavily using recently, to be honest.
And you have mentioned striving for more. If I understood you well, for you, the reputation, having the A+ team and mindset are actually essential. Would you mind elaborating more on each one of them and sharing some success stories with us?
Yeah, I would say that, you know, in the industry where we operate, STRV is a software design and engineering company, right? And like there is hundreds, if not thousands, of different companies that could be put in the same bucket like us. And if you are in a market that is so fragmented with so many opportunities, so many companies left and right, freelancers, like how do you differentiate yourself? Right? Because if you are in an industry that is just about commodity, well, if it's commodity, then it comes down to price only and nothing else. We feel like there is a way different approach to it, right? If you want to be working on the very cutting edge products and pushing the frontier of the tech industry, well, that's not going to happen if you approach it as a commodity. That's only going to happen if you build up the individual skill sets that you need to build great digital products, and then you bundle them together extremely well. So when we say that the three pillars of STRV that make us very unique are the reputation, right? All the projects that we have done thus far, there's more than 500 of them, and there is many brands ranging from small startups to big corporations. These are like this sets the foundation, right? This sets the foundation why companies actually should be even talking to us. I remember more than a decade ago when I first moved to the US and we started building our business here. No one cared about anything that we have done previously because we did not have references from the US market, right? And it took us a long time. But now, well, here we are, and now we have the reputation. But when you are starting off, you just don't have that, so you have to pretty much build it up. Then the A+ team, I kind of hinted, right? Having the top talent, having the skill, so you can do great things. And then the mindset. I think that the mindset is also described in Striving for More that I introduced already. But I think it means that like we are willing to go an extra mile, and you can see it on the quality of the work that we put in, on the way how we approach things and how we communicate and how transparent we are and so on. So all of these, I think, are very relevant examples of what makes us stand out a little bit in a market that otherwise would be like full of the same companies, and you need to position yourself, and that's the way how we approach it.
Almost 50% of your new partnerships comes to you from referrals.
That's right. That's how we built our business and how we managed to scale it to more than 200 people today, almost $20 million in revenue. Through doing great work, we get referred to other companies and clients that we can work with. So that's a channel that's been working for us extremely well. And like if you do a great job in one place, well, people move, right? People don't stick around one company forever. And what we have seen that happened to us was that like if someone really likes working with you, then they will likely also consider working with you when they join a new company. Or when it comes to serial founders that rely on our services to build their products, we have seen it many times when people go and they start new companies, then they tend to bring us in. And what's even better, if you start working with a small startup that is successful, scales, makes it to the acquisition, well, if there is an acquisition, there is likely gonna be a lot of rich people out of that acquisition. And these rich people, like, they enjoy the entrepreneurial journey, and suddenly you have many people that have experience working with you, that have the funds, and that are thinking about starting their new thing. And then it goes again, right? They start new companies. Sometimes they reach out to us, and I think that just speaks for the quality of the service and the way how we approach things. And the company has been around for almost past 2 decades. And I think when you leave such a footprint, it already means something.
How did you begin with those first steps regarding referrals?
Yeah, like we never knew that this would be the channel that would work well for us, right? It has only been proven by time, and we kind of figured that like if we do a great job in one place, that likely will lead to something else. But like at one point, it really like escalated, and we suddenly did one great project, but it resulted in 3 referrals, right? So there was one point relatively like, let's say 2-3 years into our expansion in the US market, where we realized, okay, wow, this is like really picking up. And of course, like as you reach certain scale, then it slows down. And I would say you asked me about what I would recommend to people that are at the very beginning of that journey. I think that like you can't really count on referrals. Like that's one of the channels you should definitely consider all the other channels and all the other things that you can do to drive business forward. But I think doing great job will always go a long way. So that's, I think, where most of the focus should be, right? Because you don't want to have a crappy product and invest a lot in marketing and spreading the word if you can have extremely good product and then the marketing does itself, basically. So some people say that marketing is the price that you pay for releasing a product that is not extraordinary. I wouldn't say that this is the only way how to approach it, but there is something on that, right? And when you look at some of the companies that invest into cutting edge technologies like Tesla and what their marketing budget looks like versus what marketing budgets of companies like Samsung look like. I think these are great examples of like how you can benefit from just doing amazing service or delivering a great product.
One of the channels that is also important to you, as I can see, are conferences. So you've spoken at 56 conferences worldwide.
I don't know the number from the top of my head, but
it's on your website.
I think conferences are certainly a great channel. And like, I'm not a big networking animal myself, but I think that it's a way how to spread the word out and how to also leverage the fact that a lot of interesting people are gathering in one area and you have a reason to reach out to them, right? So I think that when you want to be attacking conferences, you should do the homework and really think about the strategy, how to approach it. It will not be that fruitful if you just show up to a conference and like at that time you will start orienting yourself. I think that the best way how people can leverage conferences is that you actually go and spend 2-4 weeks in advance of the conference time on reaching out to people, figuring out who is going to be there, who are the speakers, who are the companies that are going to be exhibiting something, and then creating a list, doing an outreach to them, scheduling emails, orienting in like how your days at the conference might look like. And then by the time you get there, you have your calendar full with a lot of meetings and you can be very productive, because otherwise, like, how would you email these people, right? You have a reason. They are going to a conference, you are going to a conference, and you have an opening how to get in touch. And this has been a great way how to expand the network. And of course, like, there is benefits to it if you then go and randomly meet great people. Yes, these are amazing things, and you can go, you can network during days, nights, parties, all of that, however you see fit. But going into it without a strategy is probably not the wisest idea.
And the third point is the mindset. And you say we don't do bullshit and refuse to tell you anything but the truth. And I experience you as a very positive person. What is the definition of a successful mindset to you?
I think that there is multiple ways how to introduce that. I think that one of them would be, how does it work on the personal level? And like, I have a lot of people around me that just keep thinking negatively, and unfortunately I have a sense that the reason that because they are thinking negatively is partially influencing that negative things are happening to them. And like going through life or going through entrepreneur journey, it's not easy. It's not always gonna be bright and shiny, and there's gonna be dark moments. There's gonna be tough times, and I have experienced those, and they come and go every time, all the time. And I think you just need to like make sure that you don't get caught up in thinking negatively too much, but rather thinking positively and like spreading the positive energy. And I'm not sure if it's something that can be taught, or if that's something that people are just born with. I feel like I am. I would agree with what you mentioned, that I am a positive person, and I have always been that way. I'm very thankful for that. But I think it's important, and it's infectious, right? It's infectious because if you are spreading positive energy even during difficult times, and you are in a leadership role, the other people that are around you will will adapt to that. And that's something that I have seen happening in like tough times for the company. When there is someone who can like lead that with a positive mindset, it has huge impact. And that's one of the ways how I think about leadership, and it's also one of the things how I think about life, frankly.
So you as a leader, what do you believe to be the most important attribute for success? That kind of mindset? Anything else?
I would say that, like, when I look at our organization, the size, the scale, if you are in a leadership role, well, you are likely not gonna do a whole lot of hands-on work. The things that I do, I think, are not influencing the company that much anymore, because I'm one out of 200 people, and output, like if I am like, let's say I am very like productive, okay, maybe I do the work of 3 people, but it's 3 people in an organization of 200. What's the impact? Very small, right? Versus if you are in the leadership role, well, it's very important that I put the right people in the right position. Because it goes from there, right? And I have my leadership team that is very crucial for how the company operates and how the company functions. And I think that the second piece of it is that as a leader, you need to set the right strategy. You need to show what's going to be the vision, and you need to be living and breathing it. Otherwise, the company will be confused, people will be confused, they will not know where to go and what decisions to make, and so on. And the third piece of my structure for great leadership is to be the cheerleader, to be the person that has time to do fun event, that has time to randomly chat with people in the office, reach out to a colleague just to have a casual conversation or a coffee, just to keep the culture going. And I think these 3 are essentially my 3 pillars of leadership.
And when you say right people to right positions, you have a very specific hiring process. that helps you find people that make you better. Can you share a little bit more about that?
Of course, like we have the key principles in the company based on which we hire. We have quite rigorous recruitment process, several rounds of interviews, test project, and so on. When I say the right people in the right position, I think that there is multiple like checkboxes that you need to fill to be the right person for the right role. So, like, considering that we are a company of certain size, you need some hard skills to be able to fulfill the role. At the same time, you also need some adequate soft skills to be in a leadership role, and that's like pretty much the only positions that I hire personally, right? Because these are the people that are reporting to me, and they manage their own teams, so they also need to be good leaders. And also, like, they need to be supporting the culture that we have created, and our culture is a lot related to giving people freedom, but expecting that there'll be also a lot of responsibility coming from them. It's about teaching and learning, and like all of these things. That's very essential, and we look into all of those when we interview people, because we want to make sure that they will be a great fit. And like, if you ask me, does that work in 100% of the cases? It never, unfortunately, works in 100% of the cases. But we strive, as with everything, to get that percentage to as high number as possible.
When you speak about that pyramid, hard skills, soft skills, and personal development, what's the ratio today versus when you were in startup phase? Is the same ratio? Is it different, especially for those entrepreneurs that are maybe in the middle of the process?
It changed very dramatically. When we were starting off, we would not care about the hard skills at all. Frankly, we would hire people right out of college, because we were also right out of college. And also when the company is small, you don't really need a whole lot of hard skills that would be immediately needed. Versus if you have a company that is already operating, that is already of certain scale, you need those skills. Let's just take finance department, for example, right? If you have a company of 2-3 people, to manage finance of that company, right? Like, it's likely, if you are good with numbers, you'll be fine. If you have a company that has operations in multiple parts of the world, that has like a lot of people on payroll, that has a lot of clients, and like just like heavy operation, many invoices, many bank accounts, different currencies, hedging, and loans, and other bank instruments. Well, suddenly, if you want someone to be a leader of that beast, and I think that I'm not even like going, like, we are like, in my perspective, we are still a very small company, right? When you compare it with, the giants of the tech world, or the giants of the world overall, these are different beasts. But I still think that it gives a nice comparison, and you always need to assess what's the right level of skills that you need for a particular role. But I would say, like, in the very beginning, we were purely hiring based on culture fit. So we wanted to just have people that we would genuinely enjoy working with. And of course, like, when we were looking for an engineer, we would still look at the skill. We would not go as deep as we go today.
Regarding big beasts, can you tell us a bit more about your experience working with Fortune 500 companies?
We were honored to be able to work with companies like Microsoft, for example. And of course, like, I think that when you can establish those relationships, it's great, because these are like stable sources of work. It's different kinds of projects. You can do different things, and you can touch bigger ideas. But we very much enjoy working with fresh startups. So the whole range of projects is very wide. We work with many startups from accelerators that get fresh funding. So we help them to build their tech products. But we also work with bigger companies. I think that what is the common denominator for us to basically select the right client is there a willingness to create the best product possible, and is there like a good motivation around that? And that's, I think, what needs to click. So we don't really care whether we work for a Fortune 500 brand or for a young startup or maybe solo founder that is just kicking things off. But I would say that definitely the sales cycles are a lot shorter in the startup world, right? If you want to be working with bigger companies, it's likely going to take months before you get through a rigorous legal process and negotiation process and all of that. But once you get in, you are likely in for many, many years if you do a good job. When I think about like what are some of the trends that are really big these days, I look at artificial intelligence. What's happening in that world is crazy, and I think that like with tools like ChatGPT, this is at the very inception, and I think people can start building it into their use cases, daily habits, and there will be like a lot of products that will be heavily dependent on AI coming out in 2023. I think that 2023 is going to be big year for AI, but also there is other technologies that I think we will see having their prime time. I think augmented reality is one of them. There was never a good device.
Yes.
But it's coming. It's coming, and like sooner or later it will happen. And of course, like what's happening in the Web3 world, and like yes, there's a little bit of a downturn when it comes to crypto and NFTs. But I'm a big proponent that blockchain is an amazing technology, and it will be here for the foreseeable future, and we'll see the rise of that. And there'll be a lot more applications. It's just, in my eyes, it's just a temporary hiccup that we are going through right now. So these would be my 3 picks when it comes to like what to look forward to in terms of new tech. One of the great examples of what we have built as what I consider a cutting edge product is for a fitness company called Berries. Throughout the pandemic, they are heavily dependent on the in-studio fitness, right? They have opened almost 100 studios all over the world, and they are very popular. It's my favorite workout, to be honest. But throughout the pandemic, they were forced to shut down all of the studios, and that was the time when we actually partnered and we helped them to build up their entire digital platform where you can get the same level of experience that you get in the studio in the comfort of your home and or when you are traveling. And we have gone above and beyond when it comes to quality, and like streaming is hard. And when you want to do live streaming with an instructor and you want to see both ways, you want to see the instructor, you want the instructor to see yourself. It requires a lot of tech to work out just great. And even like, you know, it's easy to make a Zoom call for 2 people. It's not that easy to make a Zoom call where you have 100 people joining and you want everybody to see everybody with perfect quality. And so I think that's been, and you want to have great quality of the music combined with that. So like, this is just to picture the way how we approach things and the details that we look at. And it's been a great project that we have done for berries, and they're still our clients. We love them. But just an example how we strive for more and how that is reflected on the kind of products that we build. So if the people listening to this podcast would like to learn more about STRV and what we do, and potentially figure out if we could do something together, the best way to get in touch with us is to go to our website, strv.com. There's a contact form. That's the best way to reach out. Alternatively, you can also look me up on all social media. It's Lubo Smid. I have the same handle everywhere, so it's fairly simple.
21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.